conversation explores the art of thinking beyond the obvious. And today I have my special guest. It's never too late to rediscover yourself and become the person you were always meant to be. One of her advocacy and the author of the debut book, Karina. No other than Miss Karina itself. Welcome, Miss Karina, on Book 101 Review, not Book 101 Abstract Essay. Sorry for that. Abstract Essay, and can you please introduce more about yourself that I missed?
Hi, I'm Karina. I published my first book, memoir, Karina, One Woman's Journey from Fear to Freedom, under a pen name K.K. Biernath, which is my maiden name and my initials.
Mhm.
And anything else?
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing Karina to the world. Miss Karina, thank you for your memoir. Okay, so let's talk about the title Evolution of Karina. Did From Fear to Freedom serve you a guiding North Star from the very beginning? Or did the central theme crystallize as for you during the writing process itself?
The title was totally different when I came up with idea of the book, and the book was already written, and then I came up with the subtitle and also the title. So,
Uh-huh.
and between my editor, myself, and likes and dislikes, so it was though I had a couple of titles as I was thinking about the book when the idea of the book came up.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, Miss Karina. Did From Fear to Freedom serve as your guiding North Star from the very beginning? Or did the central theme crystallize the writing process itself?
It came up as I was writing the book. I didn't have idea of this from fear to freedom. When the idea of the book came along, it actually, I realized after I wrote the book, but yes, my journey was from fear to freedom. Did I
As
answer your question?
yes, so as you began, who was the ideal reader you were writing for? Did imagining that a person's hurt or struggle shape the voice and pace of the narrative?
Writing, when I was thinking about writing the book, I wanted to resonate with people. I was hoping it's going to resonate with many people who basically had some traumas and struggle through the life. Can be marriage, can be eating disorder, can be alcohol in a family, can be even raising children with disability, or maybe just dealing with fear or guilt throughout the life. So I was hoping it would resonate with many people and also help them to see that there is a light, outside the tunnel.
Mm-hmm. Miss Garina, let's talk about the on crafting narrative and character. Crafting a
Hmm.
journey for one emotional pole to another is a profound narrative challenge. How do you structure the plot to make Karina's evolution feel both gradual and believable, yet compelling enough to turn the page?
It's a long question.
Long question indeed.
Oh, oh my God. Let me think. Could you repeat the question one more time?
Yes, definitely. I was finally. Okay, so yes, I will repeat it for you. Crafting journey from your emotional pole is a profound narrative challenge. So, how do you structure the plot to make Karina's evolution feel both gradual and believable, yet compelling enough to turn the page?
Simple. I was just honest in writing my story. I didn't sugarcoat anything. I just told it how it was, hoping it's gonna resonate with reader and hoping it's gonna want them, make them want to turn the page to read more. Just for honesty. Yeah, for honesty.
Honesty is crucial, definitely. Yeah. Early chapters establishing deep fear must resonate authentically. How did you write those scenes to immerse the reader in Karina's reality without verging into a melodrama or overwhelming them?
Hmm. First, I don't think I write very coloristic. So at first, I think my writing is very simple because I'm not native to English, so my Polish is my native language, and
Hmm.
English. So I'm still learning. So I think my book it's really easy accessible, easy readable because it just simple words, and it's just not my style to make it too much drama. I think straight to the point, tell how I felt, what happened, and move on. Maybe some corrections in between, and then move on to another chapter or another story.
Mm, yes, I like that. And Miss Karina, not too much drama. I like it. Finding Karina's unique narrative voice was key. How did you tap into their internal world, her thoughts, her self talk, her relations, or your hesitations to make the first person perspective or close third person feel intimate and true?
Hmm, I guess again being just authentic to myself and true to myself in my writing and listening to my heart. It's what I can say the most. I'm not sure if I answer your question.
Yes, definitely. Authenticity, people,
Yeah.
that breeds everything. The characters surrounding Karina can act as a mirrors, obstacles, or guide. How do you develop a secondary characters to specifically challenge or reveal different facets of journey toward freedom?
Well, I didn't have to develop them, they were just in my life. Because it's memoir.
Naturally, it's
Naturally.
mm-hmm.
And yes, they are a mirror. And obviously, whatever happened from my life, the people I attracted, it's because I was mirroring something which was happening in my life. And through the book, I realized what and how I was doing. But nope, I didn't develop them. What I was developing definitely was the dialogues. So I was learning how to craft dialogues for my book, but the characters, nope, were authentic people.
Authentic and natural, people, because it happened.
Correct.
Yes. And let's talk about the balancing darkness and light. A story with heavy themes needs moments of respite and hope. How did you consciously weave in lightness, humor, or small victories to give the reader necessary breathing room?
I think I did it through my reflections, whispers from within. So the story was written in a past tense, but once in a while, I would speak from the now, how I now feel, to I guess to tell them what I learned from that experience, from that event, and to give them a little break.
Yes, have a break. Have a, well, abstract essay. Have listened to have abstract essay. So on the emotional process and challenges, Miss Karina, the personal cost, writing such an emotional charged narrative requires revisiting difficult spaces. What was your personal ritual or practice for entering and exiting the emotional world of the story to protect your own well-being?
Well, since it's memoir, and very often I hear that, it's like the best therapy for healing traumas. Um, if any emotion that arise, I would just let it flow to me, and then just calm down. So I wouldn't suppress it, and I would just let it be. And it would just go from me, and I will go back to normal. So just let the emotion be.
Let it flow.
Yes, exactly.
Mm,
Thank you.
yes, no worries. Let it flow and just write the feelings. Yes.
Correct. Exactly.
The most difficult chapter. Which chapter or scenes was the most challenging for you to write from an emotional or technical standpoint and why? How did you push through that black?
Oh, the hardest one was the last chapter, how to end it.
Yes,
to
definitely
make
how
it
to
to make
end
it
it.
to make it good. I mean, I had a bunch of chapters with a lot of scenes which I still get emotional.
Yes.
But I think the last chapter, which was addition to the first edition, um which actually, instead of publishing book earlier, I stopped it and edited it and edited one more chapter. It was the hardest one, and but I think it came out good. Yeah, it was hardest one because I didn't know how to end it, but life itself helped me as the days went on. So maybe on Monday I didn't know it, but something happened in my life 2 days later, and it made it that easy. It made me help uh, end the chapter and whatever I was struggling with at that moment.
The chapter in the vulnerability versus privacy. How did you navigate the line between the vulnerability required for authentic storytelling and the need to maintain privacy for yourself or for others who inspired elements of the tale?
Hmm. Privacy for others was very easy because I just didn't use the names. I didn't have a need. The book is about me, about my life, my perspective on life. And so when it comes for privacy for me, I guess when the book has no privacy for me, it's like
It's
I just
real.
I just let it all out, and I don't think there is nothing to hide. I have no problem to show my vulnerability, because I think only this way others readers can reflect maybe on their life, and maybe this way I can somehow help them for being real and authentic, honest and vulnerable.
Real and authentic. Yes, definitely. That's the secret, people. You must be real and authentic. When working with an editor on such a personal feeling story, how did you handle feedback and ask you to reshape or deepen parts of Karina's journey?
Wow. When I sent her the first draft, she told me, "Well, if you want to write a biography and just gift it to your friends and family, be my guest. But if you would like to maybe make some money and share with the whole world, you have to change a lot. You need to learn how to write the dialogues. You have to cut a lot of things. Make it more engaging. Right now, it's a biography and it's boring." So I had the tears in my eyes, but then I'm like, you know what? I can do it. So
Mm, You did it.
And I did it, you know, and we had some arguments about should I keep it or not keep it, about the title, about the chapter titles, but ultimately, very good relationship with the editor. We made it
Hmm.
through.
Interesting, interesting, Miss Karina. So, did you consciously use recurring symbols to represent states of fear and freedom throughout the narrative? Can you share one example?
Not sure what you mean, symbols.
Symbols like, say, when you have a suffering, did you create something to describe that suffering, that the symbol, a specific objects or weather or
Okay.
settings?
Okay. Um so I basically called like fear, guilt my friends. So I called them my friends. And also because I had an eating disorder, I was struggling with eating disorder for many decades in my life. I call this friend Ed. Instead of Edie, I call him Ed. So I was, you know, had a long term relationship with Ed, which is, in other words, eating disorder. So, and I like to call them friends, like the guilt, the fear, anything else. The lack of, yeah, especially the guilt and fear. I would call them friends. Yeah, my
Hmm.
friends.
Your friends, definitely. And did you consciously, or did you, what they call that, the freedom as a moving target? So Karina's understanding of freedom likely evolves. How do you craft the narrative arc to reflect the her goal was not static destination but deepening realization?
Mm, I think the goal of my journey to freedom, I actually realized as I was writing the book, as I was dealing with guilt and fear, I was discovering, but the more I let go of that feelings, the more freedom I have in my life. So I'm not sure if I'm answering the question correctly or, but it just evolved. It wasn't the goal when I started to write the book. It just evolved and made me realize, wow, from fear, I got to freedom. As I let go of fear and guilt, my life got more freedom in it.
Hmm. Freedom, freedom, freedom for sure. The universal in the specific. While Karina's story is unique, its themes are universal. What techniques do you use to ensure a reader with completely different life experience could still see their own struggles reflected in hers?
I guess by writing about things we can relate to, a lot of us, like abuse, dependency, codependency, eating disorder, uh, even feelings as a guilt or perfectionism, or low self-esteem, feeling not good enough. I think most of us can relate to something like that. Also, like being mother of a disabled child, maybe not too many, but there's a lot of um, writing about a lot of things, and I think each of us can relate to something. Maybe the um, how we live, or maybe the feeling you have. Maybe if it's not the guilt, then maybe you are having eating disorder, or maybe you have abusive relationship. So I think I'm writing about a lot of different topics readers can relate to at some point as reading the book.
Mhm. On the completion and impact, Miss Karina, what was the specific chapter or breakthrough in writing process where you felt the story had taken and its own and you're no longer just writing, but channeling or discovering it?
Repeat it one more time, please.
Yes,
The
no
question.
worries. Was there a specific chapter or breakthrough in the writing process where you felt, oh, that the story had taken on life or its own and you were no longer just writing but channeling or discovering it? As you said before, that this is natural, authentic. Those are emotions that come truly when you are writing the book itself.
You know what? Actually, when I started to put dialogues in it, which I was missing in my first draft, and my editor encouraged me, I think it take the story to different level. And actually, it felt my writing to different level and the way I felt as I was writing because I added the dialogue. So it was like really conversation happening, like the life was happening within the book.
Mm.
Does it make a
Within,
sense?
yes, makes sense within the book, people. So, looking at the very first draft compared to the published book, what was the most significant change you made to the story structure or character that ultimately serve the journey better?
The story structure, like I've just mentioned, like adding dialogues. And I made it more, the first draft was biography. The final book, it's more, it's a story. I knew what to concentrate on, what type of feelings, what type of problems, and also adding the dialogues into each chapter and also reflections. The Whispers from Within made it totally different. So it was more memoir with inspirational reflections. My thoughts.
Reflectional, and we love that, Miss Karina. I hope we will learn from your book. After living with Karina for so long, what did you feel like finally type the end and release the manuscript? What is the feeling of relief, loss, or something else entirely? Without a spoiler.
Mm, repeat the question one more time.
One more time. So after living with Karina for so long,
Mhm.
so what did it feel like to finally type the end and release the manuscript? What is the feeling of relief, loss, or something else entirely?
Success. It was a
Mm-hmm.
feeling of success. Once it was out, and it took me a long time to actually publish it, it felt like a big success because I did it. I had the courage to do it. So, success.
De- Definitely success, people, and congratulations for that success, Miss Karina. Now the book is in the world. What has been the most surprising, moving feedback from a reader about how Karina's journey reflected their life?
Um, One of the first readers, she told me that, which I didn't realize that I speak about so many subjects like codependency, child abuse, parenting, of my own parents, by child, and eating disorder. Oh my God, raising children with disability, and she could see it in herself, and it helped her realize it in her own life as well. Yeah.
Interesting, Miss Karina. So before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already sixth season, abstract poetry in third season, and my book 101 review in sixth season as well. Comedy 101 in third season, and my food 101 in sixth season as well. Geography 101 love letters, movie 101 review, music 101 at fourth season, science 101, sex 101 in fourth season, and trivia 101 Law 101, Mental Health 101, Motivation 101, Entrepreneurship 101, and Bible Verses 101 are my baby podcasts. So please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So Miss Karina, legacy. Let's talk about the legacy. Having completed this profound creative act, how has the process of writing Karina changed you? Not just a writer, but as a person. What is part of your journey now lives in you?
Um, Now I know that I'm a writer and I want to continue to write. So, and it's me. I discovered that this is what I'm supposed to do, and I will do my best to continue with that journey.
Yes. Yes, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Miss Karina. Thank you for sharing, Karina, to the world. So can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your book, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
You can find me on you can find more information about me and my work on my website, www.kkbiernath.com, kkbiernath.com. You can connect with me on the social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I am in process of translating the book into my native language, Polish, and at the same time working on finalizing my second book, which will be a poetry book. And then we'll see what my life will bring.
Poetry, poetry. We're looking forward for that poetry, Miss Karina. So, people, let's support Miss Karina because if you support her for more and more empowering books like this to rise. So, Miss Karina, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
More to come, people. See you soon.